Love walking gives me a chance to do these videos. I am tired. I'm not tired like I was in that previous video. But no, this is I got a question, man. All over the United States, why in the hell does it seem like everybody's popping fireworks at these late nights? Like, I'm serious. It's like I'm watching videos on Instagram and on Snapchat on people from like New York and Texas and New Jersey and fucking different parts of the country. Why in the hell is everybody just got this dumbass unimind to pop fireworks at 12 a.m. in the goddamn morning? I'm not even lying to you. Somebody just got through popping fireworks right now. Like, it had to be at least a good 5 to 6 minutes prior to me making this video. Prior to me starting to record. But, it's whatever, man. But, talking to you guys is gonna make me deal with all this extra nonsense so much more. After the night, I got the next 2 days off so I can finally breathe. I have not been getting any sleep. I had a cousin that had surgery. I think I talked about it. So that's been kind of weighing on me. I have another cousin down in Texas. She has the coronavirus, found out. So that's kind of getting on me. It doesn't seem like she has any symptoms. But still, you know, ain't no telling. And there they go again. You probably heard that pop. That's a firework. Well, why are they popping fireworks after midnight? What the fuck is this, Cinderella? But that's not what I wanted to say. LGBT community, I have got to talk to you. Why is it so easy for people why is it so easy for people to just jump into y'all community? Like, when I think about this shit, I think about, when we think of every other community out there, right? There has to be something that you'll be willing to show your dedication or your willingness to join that community. It seems like when it comes down to the LGBT community, they're so easily manipulative. They're so easily manipulated, let me say that. Because it seems like the only qualifications to be a part of that community is to just be a sensitive fucktard. Now, this is not a shot. I gotta make this very, very clear. Like vodka. Exclusively yours. I have to make this very, very clear and separate the two. Because there's two, it's almost like there's two parts to the LGBT community, right? And the reason why I say that is because you have some people out there that are just genuinely gay. It's just how they are, end of story. But then you have these other people, they aren't gay, but because they're so lonely and desperate, and they're just that hungry for friendship and love, they're willing to accept it from anybody. And they're willing to do anything for it. These are and it's the same thing with the feminist community. Because the modern day feminist community, it's more people that are jumping in these two groups that are bringing, just based on what they're supposed to represent. There are other people joining these groups that have no actual insight on what the groups were made for. They don't back up anything that the groups actually represent, and they're bringing and I'm saying this as accurately as possible, they bring a bastardized version of what these groups are supposed to represent. You know, when I look at the LGBT community, it's people in this community that you know for a fact are not gay. They're not gay for real. It's just that because they want somebody to love them and they're just desperate enough to do anything to have that happen, they're willing to do pretty much anything to get it. So they look out there and they search, you know, they look at the black community, and the black community thinks they're too corny to join their group. They don't be it. You know, the Jewish community, you know, I ain't talking about the Jew community, you know. It was discovered that the blacks are the real Jews, but I'm gonna leave that for another time if we ever get to the point where we gotta talk about that. But yeah, but the Jewish community, you can't just say that, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just say that you down with the brothers or you down with the sisters. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do those things by word of mouth. Your actions has to show. Like, you gotta be able to have some flavor. You gotta know how to dance. You gotta play back. You gotta be able to relate to us in some way in order for us to say you can hang. You know what I mean? Enough to where we know you ain't bullshitting, we know you ain't lying. When it comes to the Jewish community, you have to be able to read the Torah. You have to be able to speak Hebrew. You know what I mean? It's certain things that you have to know in order to claim to be Jewish, right? Otherwise, they're not gonna let you claim to be Jewish. If you say you want to be down with the Mexicans, you know, Mexicans, they love to eat, drink, you know what I'm saying, typically, but they got a lot of rich culture. And if you're not down with them, they're gonna let you know, get the fuck away from us. Same thing with the Asian community. It's like, it's certain communities that you just cannot be a part of without actually proving that you give a fuck about that community, like you genuinely give a fuck about it. Because that fake love is gonna get you kicked out so quick. So quick. But when it comes down to like the feminist community and the LGBT community, it seems like y'all are so openly accepting of anybody that cries wolf that y'all let these fools that don't even represent what y'all are supposed to be representing join that motherfucker, and they bring such again, based on what the communities are supposed to be, they bring a negative representation of what you guys are representing. Like, you have some guys that are, you know, what? Like, you have some guys that are just so extra out with their quote-unquote gayness that they just can't admit to themselves, like, bro, you doing way too fucking much. It's like you're trying to convince yourself that you're gay more than just being gay and living your life. Like, when you see gay people, like, they just out. They're not trying to be seen and do all this extra shit. You know what I mean? I almost compare it to like when somebody claims that they're from the streets or they're a gang member or some shit like that. You know, those lifestyles and those environments and those cultures breed a certain mentality, no matter where you're from, whether you're from New York, Los Angeles, New Orleans, Philly, Milwaukee, Texas, any part of Texas. You know what I mean? Just like, the streets are going to be the streets. We may have a different lingo, excuse me. We have different linguistics, but the fact still remains that there's a solid foundation that every person in the streets develops on. You know what I mean? They move in a similar fashion. I might not understand how the streets may work in your hood, but I can see that you solid from your environment. Like, you solid from your soil. You are who you say you are. Because motherfuckers be doing background checks, trust me. It's ways, but you solid from your soil. But then you got other motherfuckers that claim that they are blood, claim that they're Crip, claim that they're a vice lord, a Satan disciple, a member of Orchestra Albany, Gangsta Party people, Gangsta 2-6, Hoovers, Brims. People gonna test you and see if you are who you actually say you are. You can't just, say that you something that you're not and think that people just not gonna check you on it. Especially in something as serious as a street game. People just waltz right in the LGBT community. All you gotta do is say, hey, I'm gay and I've been bullied. When bullying in today's world doesn't even account for bullying back in the 90s. You know what I mean? It's not even close. That's why when I see the mentality of motherfuckers who be saying they getting bullied today, it's like, that's what you call bullying? Somebody just teasing you over the goddamn internet? Motherfuckers where I'm from, not me personally, because I never experienced getting like swirlies and shit, but motherfuckers used to get wedgies, motherfuckers used to get swirlies, motherfuckers used to get the purple nurples. You remember the purple nurples back in elementary school? You know what I'm saying? It's real bully shit that motherfuckers went through back in the 80s and the 90s. And let's not talk about the fucking true bully shit, like back in slavery and the homicide boats and all that. I mean, shit. So it's funny when we look at these sensitive motherfuckers who can't take a damn joke, who can't, you know what I mean? And I think I said it in the previous video too. If you took a fat person from this new millennium, like if you took a quote unquote millennial fat person, right? And you took a fat person that lived in the 90s. If you call that millennial person fat, they're gonna cry on the internet, and a bunch of people are gonna come out of nowhere and say shit like, oh, stop body shaming. Oh, you're still beautiful. It's like they're gonna pamper their ego. They're gonna pamper that childish banter and cry for attention. The people in the 90s, man, you say we fat, we're just gonna shrug our shoulders and be like, okay, and you still ugly. Like, we gonna snap back. It's like, it's certain shit that we developed what's called a thick skin. I understand in today's society, a thick skin is like so rare. It's almost like this. Let's put this in video game terms. Let's put this in RPG terms, right? Let's put this in RPG terms. Let's say that we're in a video game, right? And the video game version is 0.90, right? It's 0.90, or it's 1.990, or whatever. And a common item that we used to get is an item called thick skin. A common ability, let me say that, called thick skin. And what thick skin does is that it doesn't make you sensitive to little smart remarks, being able to snap back every so often at the people, or it makes you just not give a damn. Easily ignorable to little petty outcries and petty childish insults. Easily avoided, easily ignored. These days, having thick skin is so fucking rare that y'all just open to any goddamn thing. Like, y'all don't even have your own defenses up. You know? Thick skin is a rare item in this video game called the Millennial. Like, it's a rare item. And the only reason why it's a rare item is because people don't develop their own experience to get the item. You know what I mean? You gotta be level 99 in order to fucking equip this shit. I wouldn't even say that. You got to be level 50 in this game. And people are too lazy to grind up to level 50, which is kind of crazy because when you think about video games these days, people just buy DLC. They don't work through the video game like we used to do back in the day. That was a crazy analogy. But, yeah, motherfuckers just way too sensitive these days. Y'all got to stop letting people in these communities. Like, it was one girl, so-called feminist, I do say so-called, because she wasn't a feminist, she just so-called feminist. She don't really represent feminists. Who was from BuzzFeed, and it was a big story too. This feminist, this so-called feminist that worked at BuzzFeed, you know, the news media outlet, she sued a man for rescuing her while she was drowning. I kid you not, look this shit up. BuzzFeed feminist sues a man for rescuing her while she's drowning. And her argument is the reason why she's suing the guy was because he touched her while she was unconscious under the water. I'm not making this shit up. Like, you unconscious under the water, you're drowning. And because I pulled your ass to safety, I touched you without your consent. So that must mean I'm raping you. This is her words, not mine. It's crazy. Letting the wrong people represent the community, man. These people are sensitive. They have no actual representation of what these communities are. And they're just pieces of shit that don't even, they shouldn't be claiming this, or even if they should, even if they are claiming it, people in these communities, instead of be worrying about the numbers, they need to be worried about the quality of what they represent. Out of all my, like, I'm 30 years old, bro. I'm finna be 31 in August, right? August 10th. And out of all the videos I've seen, there was only one stud, you know, a female that tries to dress like a guy, act like a guy, for those of you who don't know what a stud is. There was one female stud. She was the only one I've seen in any video ever call out these fake ass gay people. Like, the only reason why they're gay or claiming to be gay is because somebody hurt their feelings and they don't want to, you know what I mean? I think the way she put it in the video was that she had said, you know, like, you're not gay, bitch, you're not gay. She was talking to all these fake ass females that talk about how they gay and how they always wanted to try it. Like, no, you don't want to try it. You went and got yourself, you got knocked up by, you know what I'm saying, several dudes, or you went and had several kids, got yourself a little football team, and because the men don't want you because you got hoed out, you think you're just gonna come to this side. And that's basically how she put it.
Hey, good question.
What's up? Okay, so that was temporary, but yeah, like I was saying, man, just don't let anybody in your damn community and then get mad when the community looks like a joke because you didn't check the people that was supposed to be checked. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But I'm at work right now, man. As I always say, man, stand in truth. You'll never have to stand in lie. There's no such thing as your truth. Even though I understand the context in which is being said, your truth is a falsehood that implies that the truth is always on your side, and that is a lie. So you never want to do that. That being said, man, continue being a warrior. Why is this a load night? This a load night? This a load night? Shit. God damn it. Yeah, man. See you guys later, man. Be humble in victory, be gracious in defeat, but show no mercy in battle. World Warriors Collective. Peace.